Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Come on in here and sit down with me. Get your Bible out. And we're going to study today in Psalm 76, verses 4, 5, and 6. So, yesterday, we talked about the enemy, Sennacherib, perhaps, approaching Jerusalem. Hezekiah and Isaiah go into the temple, and that's where the victory is won for them. Of course, the victory is not yet seen when they pray, but they trust the Lord. They lay it out before Him, and the Lord gives them a promise. This guy's going to go back home. He's not a single arrow is going to be shot here. Now we have the Selah, which of course is our break. Let's think about this for a moment. Let's meditate on it. You know, with the Lord is victory. It's won not on the battlefield, but it's won on our knees. And sometimes the victory is against those things that come against us, the wickedness of this world and the agents thereof. And sometimes it's won against our own corruption. You know, we must be honest about that sometimes the battlefield that the Lord is waging his campaign on is the battlefield of our heart, and we must start on our knees even there. Of course, that's the only place. So we come today to 4, 5, and 6. Let me read those for us. Thou art more glorious and excellent than the mountains of prey. The stouthearted are spoiled, they have slept their sleep, and none of the men of might have found their hands. At thy rebuke, O God of Jacob, both the chariot and the horse are cast into a deep sleep. Now you'll notice that there's sort of a repeating word here. Slept, sleep, and sleep happens over 3 times in 2 verses. So looking back then at our passage in 2 Kings, we come to verse 35. After the Lord gives them the promise, He says in verse 35, And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote the camp of the Assyrians, and 185,000. And when they rose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So you see that sleeping here is a part of the story. They slept their sleep, they woke up, they were cast into a dead sleep. Well, the kind of sleep they slept was the sleep of death, wasn't it? So you see the historical aspect of this really sort of, I think, compares nicely to the story of Sennacherib's attack against the city of Jerusalem. Of course, he didn't ever get the chance to attack it because the Lord just did His work. Sent one angel, the angel of the Lord, went out and smote the camp. Smote in the camp. And so many were killed. You know, it says there 185,000. So 185,000 people killed in a night. Well, that would devastate any army, wouldn't it? And then it says in verse 36, So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt at Nineveh. So he just forgot about it. Said, well, maybe this is not what I can do. And of course, his force is depleted, so he went home. The Lord won the victory. He did it with one angel, and He did it with a king and a prophet who were on their knees and asking God for victory. You see, we get so overwhelmed, don't we? We get so overwhelmed with the sight of what the enemy has for their own armament, for their own ammunition. We think we can't beat it. We can't beat it. But yeah, you can. On your knees, you know, the Lord will do what He's going to do, and He'll take care of it. So this is the historical aspect of this psalm. Now tomorrow we're going to dig into verses 7 through 9, which contains the eschatological part of the psalm. And so I hope that you'll join me tomorrow as we look at the future. You know, so the eschatological is the future things that this psalm teaches. We have the historical setting. Now the psalmist Asaph is going to jump from that and talk about how God is to be feared going forward into the future. And then we'll look at verses 10 through 12 on Friday, and there we'll see the theological and some more devotional thought concerning this psalm. All right, well, join me again tomorrow here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.